And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Stafford now to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Muhammad Wilkerson in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Ready, 180. Attack 50 left, 22.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. On first down at Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Here's Rodgers to throw. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Right. Over. Done.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 5. And it'll be 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Ezekiel Ansah in there to get him. And that's sack number 18 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Zoom.
Here's Rodgers. Pass incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action for Montgomery, and now Rodgers. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ziggy Ansah in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs. And yet
now the pressure comes and he goes down just inside the 10, back at the 9. Mike Daniels in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Stafford. Forced out to his left. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one goes for 24 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
To throw on 2nd down to Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. That one goes for 24 yards. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. Now it's Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week, but the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
Zebra. 21.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here.
Give me radar. Hey, tag 50 left. 10.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Finds Roberts left side. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will make our score 9-0. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Jump out.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Come on.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Zoom. Hey, check 26. Jump out.
Now it's Rodgers. On the crossing route, complete. That's Graham. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. It's a first down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The drive starts with a handoff to Blunt. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
22. Set. Waiting. Hey, go here. Go here.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
I'm going to hit you all day. Bring down. Set. Waiting. Block it. 11. Go here.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford. into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie corner, Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's a position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take on all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
That boy's got 4 down.
Jumbo! Hey, check 26.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Hold. Zoom.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Well.
They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Ty Montgomery. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Packers are back within a score. And oh, he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. Crosby on now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, 22!
2nd and 10, Stafford again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Roberts. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 50, it's Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Roberts. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
10.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Buying time to his left. And he finds a man on a crossing route. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, Stafford. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down, we now proceed to the start of the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now a first down carry by Jones. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Zoom. Hey, 88.
Rodgers to throw on second down. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Packers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Rodgers now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, where am I going? I'll go over here.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Ezekiel Ansah in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season.
Hey, where am I going? Hey, Mike.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Hard throw, incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
And Crosby can't get it to come back. It's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now Blunt. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Roberts. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now Stafford. He finds Roberts, complete. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Stafford now to throw. That's complete, right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's complete to Cobb. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's Sylvester Williams there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants...
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Back now at Lambeau. The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Stafford. Escaping, and the pressure gets to him again. Muhammad Wilkerson in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Now it's Stafford. Going for the deep ball. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Rodgers. Throw left side complete. It's Montgomery. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
That's fine, yeah.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Run. Hey, check 26.
Here's Rodgers looking to throw on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there at 22. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
To throw on 2nd down, Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true. It's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Jones. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Rodgers now to throw on 2nd down. Caught by Montgomery. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Ty Montgomery, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Packers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. Set to go now with the kickoff. These 2 teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. To throw on second down to Stafford. Finds Roberts left side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Stafford on third down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Roberts. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Being chased out left. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Throwing to Stafford. Caught right side, Tate. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Stafford. He completes it to Tate. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And now the Packers going to take another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Rodgers. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout, as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It'll be a 3-and-up 2nd and goal. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
They'll give it to him up the middle, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there in the final minute, and the Packers have moved out in front. Third time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And they will take a 7-point lead. Crosby on now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Set, 280, 11, 11, hey, 22.
He's back to throw. Steps away, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a third and long situation. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Mike Daniels in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. He's going to let it fly. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for two.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now?
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And now the Packers get set to go. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. A nice little juke. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime,
that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. On first down, Stafford here. Looking deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Interesting, they took a shot right out of the overtime gate, Charles.
I think what they were trying to do was to create a big play that would not only energize them on offense and put that thought squarely in their head about winning the game, and also they were trying to flip field position, coming from deep in their own territory. Unsuccessful on that play.
Back to throw, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And down he'll go at the 25. The reception good for 7. It's third down. From the gun on third down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On first and 10, Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here's Stafford now on second down. Trying to lay one up deep. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Nick Perry coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Set, 260. Like 11, 21.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And this is taken in at the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Lions, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, despite the loss here, they're going to wind up with a very good 11-5 overall mark. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
You